Blacklist International. Madalas wala yan sa RG for a reason. And by the way, Lee Howard Gonzalez is undefeated on this Brody, 5-0. So it's a comfort pick here in Sibol 2022 for this man. Now next play Evos, they pick up Clint. Again, in the meta, it's either Clint or Brody ang magtatapat sa gold lane.
Yep, and this is a solid matchup. Again, it's fair for both. Either has their strengths and their ways to make it through the early game to become more impactful. Let's look at the second phase though. Next play Evos, haharangan na nila ang Aldous ni Wise. One of the few early game Aldouses we've ever seen.
Yeah, Aldous gone. Now, again, there's still so many heroes na pwede piliin dito. Ni Wise, one of the hardest, like, is even V-Wise, the V-Wise tandem, Mr. and Mrs. Del Rosario, with so many heroes that they have between them, it's just so difficult to ban. One of the reasons why it's so difficult to ban against Blacklist International, and I'm sure naman na yun din yung iniisip dito na next play Evos, so they're just taking away the heroes that statistically are incredibly difficult to beat. Wise's Aldous, in terms of all the broadcasted tournaments, major tournaments Blacklist has been part of, if I'm not mistaken, 3 o 4 lang ang total losses. I think it's just 3 or 4 total losses in the entirety of 2021 and this year.
Yeah. Paradigm shifting ang Aldous ni Wise. Let's just put it at that. You can look up in the dictionary what that means. Sometimes I doubt myself what it means, but for sure I know that's what Aldous has brought into the game in the hands of Wise. But just the same, we have to note that in this game, or in this series alone, H2 has had his hands on very good junglers. Let's talk about the other jungler, touted as one of the best assassins and most versatile junglers in the game right now, si John Paul Salonga. What does he leave for himself here? Kasi alam natin kahit nabigyan mo na lang siya ng tira, he finds a way to make it work. He's capable of playing those ranged junglers like Yuxin Shin with vision. Is that a solid pickup here? I think they do need vision. Kasi nung game to nakita natin kung ano siya nag-struggle eh.
Yeah, definitely the vision will be important, but then one thing to consider for Blacklist International or for NXP is kung mag-i-Yisan Shin sila, what if ultimate ang Yisan Shin kunin dito ng Valentina? That means Blacklist will be getting vision. See, that's one of the things you have to consider now pag Valentina ang kalaban mo. And NXP will really be thinking about their jungler pick. They don't have to pick it now kasi sa sobrang daming pwede pa-counter sa mga jungle picks na bukas.
True. And of course, Blacklist closing off their banning phase with, again, a Saber War Flashbacks. Singapore 2021. But right now, next to Evos, again, if we're thinking in that direction, dapat hero na to ni Oreshi. This is fourth pick. It's gotta be Oreshi. Unless meron talaga silang pinaplano for H2 and hindi nila Hayabusa.
Alright, the Hayabusa pickup, one of the heroes back in MPL Philippines Season 8 alongside the Jawhead that Blacklist International would often ban. So considering how 2 of the very tanky junglers are gone for Blacklist International, baka isipin ngayon na next play, maybe at some point, if maganda yung flow nila, maybe H2 will be invading a little bit more. So for the heroes of Wise, it will be interesting to see what he decides to pick up here. If he wants to roll that Paquito jungle, he played one, sure. If they want to play it a little bit safe, something with a bit more range, maybe the Kimmy, and then just pair it up with a good frontliner na pwede makakatulong. But then they decide to pick up the Karina, who is still one of the great picks there for Wise, and they do pick up the Rafaela para kay Venus.
Idinulo ang mga Del Rosario. I'm guessing that's what's happened here, and I love it. Honestly, as soon as the shadow kill is popped, immunity on the Karina, and then you can re-engage. There's a lot of potentials for punish here. Pero next play Evos, meron silang last pick. The strength of the last pick here to close up, and they still need something for good old Oreshi. Na maganda rin sana yung performance on the Khalid. It's just it didn't fall into place. He had solid stacks and was sitting at 3-0-1 into the mid-game kanina. Pero ngayon, natin ano bang kailangan niya? Ano pang open dito?
Actually, iniisip ko nga kung mag-i-Reyna sila eh. Well, with the Esmeralda gone, they need an XP laner who can deal a bit more magic. Whoa. Okay. So sa Paquito, All the magic damage is just going to be coming from one source. It's going to be the Kagura. So in terms of the build path for Blacklist International, they'll be focusing a lot on physical, which means this is going to be a game where in the mid game, Haze is gonna be the X factor here for NXPE. Pero galing din tayo sa series kung saan si H2 with the Paquito pulled off an incredible 2 versus 5 to help close out the game or keep the game alive for RSG. So I'm sure Blacklist International will do everything they can to respect the capability of H2 and the Paquito. Reshi. Yeah. There's a Hayabusa already. Yeah.
So bagong to, ibang Paquito to. But I have one more question. Again, in the face of the arena. Tama ba tong 4 na physical source ang ilabas na Evos? Very risky.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, in terms of the basic attacks that they're up again, it's not a basic attack heavy composition, but yeah, the Carino will be a problem for them, and the fact that they have an Edith and Rafaela, that's a good amount of control. Yung lineup ng Blacklist International, very well-rounded. They have good initiation, they have good pick-off capability, at kayang-kaya din nung backline na mag-peel. The Valentina can dash away, Brody can save himself with a stun, Edith can save with a knock-up, Rafaela, so many things for NXP to consider. Mahirap na laban to para sa NXP.
We'll see. They do have one comfort pick. They do have Cadenza, Mr. Kenneth Castro on his Cupra. With so many K's and C's. Let's see how they can make this work. Early purple for both sides. Let's go to game number 3.
Yeah, that Cupra of Cadenza going into this game actually undefeated. So yeah, that is comfort pick the Blacklist International needs to respect.
No, ano para to Lasty Jr. or Chakno Jr. Another catch type tank player in the making. I'm loving it. I hope so. Kenneth Castro alias Cadenza sa Cupra, starting it up, putting a line between the jungle on H2 and Venus, the queen themselves. Again, vision game. Let's talk about vision game here, Renmar. Who has it? But wait, look at this. Owl! Pagpasama pa yata. Flicker already used up 2 minutes before he has that. And next week, could use that to their advantage. Let's talk about vision again. Ang hirap pa rin yata para sa next play. They have to take everything honestly.
Yeah, they do. If Cadenza doesn't get to a shrub beforehand, Venus, we know, can just use first skill to check the shrubs, doesn't need to get anywhere close. Maybe keep the distance so that if ever andun nga si Cadenza, hindi masyado, sigurado!
Now, visita dito si Oreshi, flicker burned. Suplex City starting up and opening this bottom lane Lord Turtle up. And now Owl sharing the quad shadow kill combo with the 2 other members of Blacklist there. And just like that, nice juggle of top lane and bottom lane pressure by Blacklist.
Oh, grabe. Yumanig talaga yung mapa natin nung lumipat tayo dun sa top lane. Ganun ka-action doon. And by the way, Leo, it is the Edith XP lane na nilalaro ni Dominic for the first time here in the tournament.
Yeah. It's Suplex City sa XP lane dito, answering a non-jungle Paquito. So there's a few unorthodox picks already or positioning for certain in-demand heroes in this tournament so far. Already 1,000 gold lead, under 1,000 gold lead dito para sa Blacklist. And Ureshi putting on some pressure here onto Dominic. There's the flip, the suplex, and look at this. Hayes, can he survive? Hindi na pipilitin dito ng Blacklist International, but they are going to take this small creep camp.
Yeah, 70 seconds till the next turtle, so it's going to be a long time. Blacklist International, very small gold lead, but next Evos will be able to keep it close. Ang dami ng antikiras, so tignan mo. Bumuo ng antikiras. Ang Blacklist International.
Dreadnought. Classic Dreadnought. National Dreadnought.
Dreadnought
Clash
armor.
Of Dreadnoughts. Yeah.
You
get a Dreadnought. You get a Dreadnought.
Yun yung prinaya nila. And this is gonna be difficult for it to cross into the mid to the late game para sa next play Evos. Ang dami ng pang-reduce ng physical attack ng NXPE.
And again, that's where Mr. Bataanon here, Hayes, aka Apple Pisha, doon siya talaga kailangang mag-ilagay X-Factor. So we'll see how this Kagura moves. But so far, it's been difficult for him to make any plays. Dahil nga ang bilis ng rotational speed ng team ng Blacklist International, given that they have Rafaela to help with that holy healing. O, mo, back in again.
Oh my God. Oh, grabe yung dash. Panghuli.
Asinicus Maximus on the Valentina. There's a punish right there. First blood drawn by Hayes.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing is, imbis na si... Ay, wait, si Al? Oh, pero nakatakas siya. Imbis na si Kagura yung nakapag last hit, which anyone who could have gotten the last hit, it's fine. At the end, si H2 pa rin, the Hayabusa, the jungler got it dahil dun sa ticking damage ng retribution niya. Yung damage over time, that secured the kill. So, I think Blacklist International will be happy about that. Giving early kills to a Hayabusa is never a good thing.
Yep, and Cadenza catches out, stops that recall, and might even get the kill. Forces out the ult. Tignan natin, mapipigilan ba ni Queen V ito? Mahuli niya ba? Yes! That's going to be a kill onto Haji. Nabawi nila yun, 1 for 2 plus eternal take by Wise. Hayes nag-aabang. And he bursts down these two mages. Gonna jump in. Donut to help finish. Down goes the Queen. And that's going to be Haji retreating. Next to Evos, they're finding their groove, Renmar. Suplex City onto an escaping Oreshi. Flicker into that wall. Plus that dash through. Buti na lang. Napaka-mobile na isang pakito.
Wow, seeing this matchup of the roamers, Cadenza and Hayes kontra kay Haji at saka kay Oh My Venus. Especially for Haji and Venus and also for Hayes, three very experienced players. You're seeing it. And they're all just matching each other sa map rotation, sa pagsagot, sa mga attempts at ganks ng kalaban nila. Owl, the fact that Cadenza was able to pressure him down, but then the response of Blacklist to go for it.
Watch
I see
out.
another one here.
That's a 4v3 situation up top. Pahabol si Hayes. And again, vision, rotation speed, Blacklist has it in spades. But so far, next to Evos, given this kill lead, have found their windows. Right now, pumumama sila for a 40-second turtle. Cadenza still standing up there. Oh, papasukin siya ni Kumay Venus. Hello, spotted out. Villa Luna pushing away the tank. And Owl. Owl has done so well to survive, given how many times next to Evos sent people to try and kill this Brody. He only has one death. But the pressure is slowly showing us. Slowly, nahihirapan na. Si Owl dito could not get a stun on the donut.
Yeah. Kaya na-force yung 3-man rotation doon, or 2-man rotation for Blacklist International para matulungan si Owl. It's gonna be the roamer and the gold laners together in one lane. So next play, Evos, naamoy nila. Ang bottom lane mukhang bukas for Gag.
Duplex sitting here, starting it up. In comes Wise. Owl gonna go down first. Off camera kill. Mapapush ni Donut yon. Villa Luna for about half health, cannot be finished off by Cadenza, but still 100% turtle take rate dito para sa Blacklist International. H2 not gonna force it, a longer retreat.
Blue team has slain the turtle.
Turtle goes to Blacklist International, NXPE. It really looked like they could have taken down Dominic. But then it was Blacklist International, nako-rotate sila sa tamang oras at nahuli nila ang Pakito. Next play, Evos, and with all those stacking together, the fact that the Pakito went down, not enough, meron pang umiikot galing sa next play, Evos to the top lane. Of course, nabasag nila yung Torres sa top lane. It was an open turtle para sa Blacklist.
So far, last turtle na yun, it's gonna turn into a Lord now, about a minute and a half away. Donut picking up here the Berserker's Fury. It's a good game for Donut, gotta say. Ang ganda ng recovery ng batang ito coming in from difficult 2 games so far in the series. In control ang Clint.
Yeah, and the thing is though, for the lineup for next play Evos, they really have to give a lot of space for this Clint. There'll be a lot of trades na mangyari every team fight, but if next play Evos can just keep their gold laner safe, their Clint safe, para makapag-free hit sa backline, they'll be able to do just that. But Cadenza, kailangan niya hanapin talaga si Wise, because Wise will be doing everything he can to get to the backline para mahuli si Donut.
And once he does get a bead on the Clint, yon okay na. Pero so far, next play was doing great to protect this Clint. And minsan lumalamang sila. Again, very small lead. Wait lang, H2. Mag-isa dito. Si Wise, kasama na siya ni Dominic. Gonna help clear this wave. Bottom lane. Nasa corner part memory. Onto Cadenza. That's a few stacks. Pero wait lang, hindi pa tapos. Flame shot. Simulan na dito ni Hayes. That's gonna be a concealed play by Cadenza. No targets to be found. Bouncing ball out.
gonna be one of those games where one big play, isang malaking team fight, could determine who will control up to the late game. First Lord has spawned. And now, NXPE, Blacklist, a very very close game. Blacklist, hinahanap pa rin nila yung opening nila para makabasag ng Torre. Even if Donut had a good game, Owl, despite the 2 early deaths, Blacklist, ginagawa nila lahat para makahabol yung bro din nila sa farm, which they will need at this point.
Again, next play was having a very melee, heavy lineup. Mas maganda yung mga torn apart memory, pero kailangan i-time well yung paglagay ng stack. And that's Owl putting some on, starting it early. Another push by next play Evos, and a failed engage. Cannot be able to kill Oreshi. Did I speak too soon? Hayes putting up the boundary, protecting his XP laner. Ang ganda na push sa baba. That's going to be a suplex plus an ult here by Dominic. Mapapatay niya ba si Cadenza? Here we go. Flicker used already. Ano niya pa rin? And another flicker in plus a suplex. Cannot finish the job. Cannot take down Donut. Dominic, your sacrifice is appreciated. Blacklist International securing the Lord, trading out their XP laners live.
Has been destroyed.
That was just wild by Dominic. Flicker, Cyclone Eye para makakonect yung second skill throw
Red
niya.
team hero
What a
has
play,
been
but
slain.
definitely, napatumban ni Owl si Oreshi. International with the Lord. Wow, NXT have to defend this.
Ang ginawa ni Dominic parang 10-hit combo. Ang dami yung ginawa, ang dami yung kinain. Sunod-sunod.
Yung ulti, yung range para ma-burst yung Kufra, tas balik sa kay Phylax.
Oh, look at this. Did they try to bait it out? Might have been too much. Gil card, oh my Venus. Trying to fake out one. Wise finally shut down Donut, but it's a trade. 3-man collapse yata yun. Hayes goes down to Owl. That's gonna be a 2-for-1 trade plus a turtle. Oh, and a turret, I'm sorry. No more turtles in this game. That is a great trade for Blacklist International. Quad Shadow, Shadow Kill. Combo taken in, but Haji still gets gunfall sa long down. Aslan, onto Oreshi. Babagsak itong pakita na to. That's a knockout. 4-for-1 in the long run. Blacklist International back in the driver's seat.
Nakakapag-trade ang next play Evos. Nakakapag-trade sila sa kills. The gold is very close. In terms of the item builds, the jungler is not too far from each other. Malapit ang yung farm nila Wise at H2. But right now, NXP Evos are just getting outplayed by Blacklist International. Wala na yung Torre sa gitna. At mas mahirapan na ang NXP Evos dito. Kasi baka may chance na ang Blacklist International pumasok sa jungle nila, supresahin sila. They might be contesting this purple buff of H2 a little bit more.
Let's see. Another deep cut here in real time, by the way. Instant replay, nagpe-play yung magandang trade ng Blacklist International. But in real time, medyo mas may confidence na ang Blacklist. Medyo ayaw na lang ulit pilitin ang next play Evos into these less than favorable situations. Again, because of just the nature of their build, their composition here. So far, 37k to 34, 3k gold lead in 12 minutes, 30 seconds to the next Lord. Pero hindi pa rin magawa ng Blacklist International paraan yung top lane. Look, H2 is just managing that.
Yeah. The key here for Blacklist is at least nakuha nila yung mid lane. Yung Torre nila nasa mid, nandun pa. Pero tatlo, nasa gitna para sa dalawang kupanan natin.
Oh, River Bush here. Close call here. Kung nandun lang siguro yung Edith, kung nandun si Dominic, could have been a great engagement. Pero nakaman-man defense Koresh doon. Now rotating up into mid lane. Blacklist National has Lord priority. Baka ulitin ni Dominic yan, yung 10-hit combo niya to sacrifice himself for this Luminous Lord. Could be worth it still. He did it once kanina, ngayon worth it pa rin yun, Dominic. Wow, look, a beacon. That magnet.
Next play Evos. They sent Oreshi to the bottom lane. Tingnan natin, sino makuha ng Lord na to?
He's doing it again! Denmark! Dominance buying time again! Nakuha na nga ni H2. Still a trade, and Donut gonna go down here. Pero wait lang, ma-inhibitor yata, mapupush yata ang Blacklist International. Oh, that's worth it. Next play Evos. They found their trade, they found their window. Now Haji walking into Oreshi here. Not gonna get the kill, but so far so good. Next play Evos. They made lemonade out of lemons.
Sneaky play galing sa NXPE. Binigay na nila yung Lord para sa Blacklist International, pero gusto pala nila kunin yung inhibitor!
Oh no! That's Owl taken down by Oreshi. Mabubuhay pa ba si Hayes? The answer is yes. Oh, that's going to be the Kagura still standing. Oreshi nahabol dito. Not for long. Haji traded out. 1-4-1. Lord still standing. There's a nice wave going up top. Bottom lane, mapupush yan itong manage ni Dominic. And so far, we're at parity one more time. Not close yung gap. Next play, Evos only behind about 2K.
Yeah, evening things out. Na-pick off nila si Al. And they were able to next play Evos na suppress nila ang Blacklist International sa mid lane. Pero mukhang Blacklist makakakuha pa ng torre dun sa taas.
Red team
So
turret
clean
has
up
been
crew.
destroyed.
This is just Blacklist doing housekeeping, no? Pati bottom lane yata. Unless
Red
H2 can
team
say
turret
something
has
about it.
been
Nope, too late.
destroyed.
Could be the wraparound. Look at this. Oh, naspatan siya. And that's gonna be the knock-up here in the bottom lane. Quad shadow out. Na nakawa siya ng purple. Wow! Ang bilis. Plowing through the jungle. Blacklist International.
Yeah, and this is what we were saying earlier. They want to take away that purple buff for H2. Sabihin ko lang for a moment there, nung nag-dash si Dominic, kala ko yung sa sobrang layo na napuntahan ni H2, akala ko nabato pala ni Dominic. Hindi pala shadow clone, yung nag-teleport lang siya sa shadow clone niya. Pero mukhang binato ni Dominic sa sobrang layo.
Ibang klase suplex.
Approach na yun eh.
Yeah, pero let's talk about how H2 again still has a solid placing despite this difficult situation. His Hayabusa is doing its best. 3-1 and 2. Now look at the items. He's one more away from a full arsenal.
Yeah, it's not a kill heavy game. Both teams really lahat ng focus nila on the objectives. He already has the Blade of Despair on the way to the last item, almost fully built. Same thing goes for Wise. And now Blacklist trying to consider din yung next play tactic talaga na split push. Oy, conceal play?
Oh no. That's going to be an engagement they not need force. They're gonna walk into Cadenza. Oh, stretching. Sino mahuli dito? Ni Kenneth Castro. No one. That's a false engage. Neither team was in favor there. Okay na rin yun for both teams.
Alam nila, may Lord mag-spawn and it is up again. I love the adjustment of the respawn timer of Lord. Parang bumilis talaga yung laro. Alright,
Yep, 8
Oreshi.
minutes in. Oh, here we go. That's the Holy Baptism put onto Oreshi. And that's a lot. They put on stacks by Owl. Taking down the Paquito. Down for the count. H2O. Is he gonna fall? Owl gets a double. This Brody is insane. 5, 3, and 4. Parang hindi siya nahirapan sa early game dito rin, Mar. Could it be a steal by Cadenza? Yes! Kenneth Castro! Kenneth Castro! Nanakaw pa yung Lord! This Cupra is on another level! Malalasti mo magnakaw!
Dapat ano na yun? Dapat magandang start na yun para sa Blacklist International. 2 kills dun sa bottom lane. Or actually, I think it could have been 3 kills sa the bottom lane. They already had the Lord, pero si Cadenza hindi bumitaw sa Lord. Makiklear lang to ng Blacklist International though. Pero, tignan mo yung wave states, Leo. So many waves getting close to the base of NXPE.
Renmar, hindi lang si H-Tong may lahi. If you know, you know. Si Cadenza, binigyan niya rin, tinuruan niya ng jutsu. What?
Oh man, feeling ko yun nga yung taking damage ng Cursed Helm niya eh.
Yes, or also could have been concussive blast or a basic
Oo,
attack.
baka.
I don't know. Oh. Ang lupit
Wow.
nun, Cadenza, that single-handedly put next to Evos back in a way where they can defend. Honestly, butas dapat yung bottom lane nila, pero dahil nanakaw ni Cadenza, nahirapan panalo, nag-buy time para pigilan yung Blacklist. Amazing.
Feeling ko yung Blacklist kung nakuha nila yung Lord dun, kalbo na yung base dito ng next play Evos eh. Wala na inhibitor turret dyan. And because of that Lord steal, it was saved for NXPE. But don't get us wrong, Blacklist International, komportable pa sila sa control nila sa mapa. It's a 4K gold lead. It's a 1 item lead. Conceal movement, but NXPE, they're being careful. But no!
Oh! There's a flicker in, misses the Holy Baptism. Cadenza gonna go for the counter initiation stretching. Cancel muna. Goes for a conceal play himself. and they disengage. So bilangan tayo, bilangan ng battle spell, bilangan ng skill, and so far, no one is committing just yet.
I love the discipline both of these two teams are showing. Naghihintay talaga sila ng opening na mahanap nila, and now with this Lord up here, both teams right now, titignan lang talaga nila yung mga minion waves, shove something, maybe force one out, and looks like that's the plan for next play Evos, pero makita to ni Dominic.
And Dominic still playing the odd man role. Siya ang nagbabay time, siya ang nagdi-distract, and look at this, papasukin siya ni Del Rosario. This is very dangerous for this Karina, but the rest of next play Evos disengaging. It seems like they have a plan. Mapapahabol ba sila? There's the suplex. There's the knockup. Pero na-dash out, na-flickeran out ni Ureshi, and they're still continuing. Oh no, Donut looking low, and they disengage. Maghahabulan sila. Parang Tom and Jerry.
The NXPE, good call to back off there. Kung nag-engage dun sila, hirap pa manalo sa scenario na yon. You have members of Blaclist International coming from everywhere. Actually, si Haji took the long way around. Parang pangapat na beses ko na nakita yun na tatakbo ang NXPE, and Haji will always be the one to try and cover the escape route.
Yeah, and right now they may have found the bead onto H2. Can't finish the job. That's going to be H2 retreating. And ngayon bilang nila na malayo. John falls along. Tatlo dito, masa duplex ang isa. There's a knockup as well. Cadenza not gonna be long for this world. Immortality pop. Tapos ba nila? The answer is yes. Owl gets the finish onto the Kufra. Kulang yata sila dito ng contest power. Pero wait lang, may masasabi pa yata dito. PH2, tapos sa Longa. Nag-back for the steal. Hindi mo ulit. Not twice. Immortality popped here on a 2-wise. There's gonna be 2 kills down. To the side of Blacklist International. Mabubuhay pa retreat. Sabi ni Oh My Venus, Owl and be the only ones left. There is a Lord. It looks like it's deja vu pero baliktad. Evos naman ang nasa loob ng base ngayon ng Blacklist.
Very bad for Blacklist International. What a counter punish by next play Evos. May minion wave sila sa gitna. Tignan natin kung makiklear to ng Blacklist.
And it's just V and Owl. And there's the ulti pop. And that's the immortality as well. Could this be the wipeout shadow kill? Ladies and gentlemen, next Evos is on the board. We're looking at a score of 2-1.
Wow, next play Evos. Hindi sila match point ngayon. 2-1 already. What a game by both teams. But most of the game, it was safe to say it was a Blacklist game. The control that they found, the tempo that they had, the tower pushes that they had already. Even though at one point, next play Evos were leading in the tower pushes, nakuha nila yung mga Lord. But game-changing moment talaga yung si Cadenza. The fact that nakuha niya yung Lord. We don't know how, but he still got it away from Wise. Kenneth Castro saving the game for NXP, pero pagkatapos nun, of course, marami pang ginawa ng next play Evos para makapunta sila sa panalo. Donut keeping his distance, really trying to stay safe in the team fights, and the call for NXPE to chase the members of Blacklist International. Pagkatapos nakuha ng Blacklist yung Lord, hinabol na sila ng NXPE. Yung ginawa ng NXPE, it's like something that Blacklist International would do. Na magkocontest ng Lord, hindi nila makuha na Lord, punish it, and it worked out perfectly for NXP kasi meron nga silang minion waves dumadaan papunta galing sa bottom lane and sa mid lane.
Unbelievable. You're right, Renmar. Exactly. If you ask me where the turning point was, it's that. Yung nanakaw ni Cadenza yung Lord, sunod-sunod na, parang nahirapan humabol. Ang Blacklist, nag-aasim sila. They would go for big 5-man chases, ala Tom and Jerry. And eventually, yung fight na yun na umabot hanggang bottom lane, tapos na diretso ng next play, very well orchestrated, very well played, na comeback sila. Let's look at the smart plays here, the highlights. This is still the early game, wherein next play was pressuring Blacklist.
Yeah, NXPE, sobrang mas nag-alaga na sila sa laro na to. A little bit more careful, and they weren't shy with really just going with full, not engages, full disengages. Kahit na mukhang maganda yung mga pwedeng setup makuha ni Cadenza, they were really looking for especially the Valentina of Haji. And if Haji wasn't there, feeling nila, okay, baka ma-sandwich tayo dito, aalis tayo. Good calls by next play Evos to leave certain team fights because, again, if they took any of those team fights kung saan nag-disengage sila, Blacklist International could have turned it around.
Yeah, and it's only coming to me now na ang haba pala ng laban na to. Sobrang haba pala ng laban na to. We reached TikTok timers. It seems like mayroong factor na maybe Blacklist needed to reconsider or readjust their strategy based on the timing. Hindi na we're past the point of yung Dreadnought armor play is over. Like, kahit nasabi mo naging anti-kiras na yan, no doubt, like looking at the highlights, as soon as we reach the late game phase, it's they still hurt even if they're all majority physical, you know?
Yeah. At the end, yung Kagura dito ni Yelly Hayes ang naging isa sa mga laking problema ng Blacklist International. But even naturally so, once we get to this point of the game, you can build as many items. Konting ano na lang yan konting mitigation na lang yan sa mga damage na ibibigay ng kalaban mo. At the end of the day, lahat yan, nakita natin nga masakit talaga. Kahit anong mangyayari, masakit na talaga yung damage nila. It just so happens to be that NXPE, again, after 2 games, respecting Blacklist Internationals, again, sharp calling, repositioning, re-engaging tactics, at sila naman nagpakita na kaya din namin yun. Kaya din namin mag-disengage, mag-re-engage, at maghintay ng mas magandang oportunidad kahit na mukhang parang walang mangyayari sa amin dito. Again, Blacklist International set up the Lord perfectly kasi napauwi nila dito si H2. And after popping the immortality of Cadenza, this was a perfectly set up Lord for Blacklist International. They secure it, but then eventually nakabalik si H2. And next play, Evos just got hit by the burst damage of Donut and and Apple Peach, the Kagura and the Clint.
Yep. Eventually, yes, objectives-wise, pero the bodies weren't there anymore. Parang ano pang sasamahan ni Lord kung wala ni mga tao para maghatid sa kanya. And this game ended about 21-20 seconds. So a little bit past TikTok timers. And just like that, we're seeing shades of the old next play Evos from season 8. They're on the board, ladies and gentlemen. 2-1 now. And again, it's a race to 4, best of 7 to claim that spot to be part of the Sibol training pool to compete this year, 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, hindi pa dyan nagtatapos. Marami pa tayong makitang aksyon dito sa ating grand finals. On behalf of Reptar, Renmar Santa Cruz, my name is Leo. We'll be right back. Kung ano mga tubig, kumain kayo ng dinner dahil mahaba-haba pa to. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go on a quick break. Don't go anywhere.
Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. Para maging yours, download the GigaLife app and register sa Gigamania. Ready na ba kayo sa grand raffle prizes ng Gigamania? Samsung set, Apple set, and Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. Para maging yours, download the GigaLife app and register sa Gigamania. Ready na ba kayo sa grand raffle prizes ng Gigamania? Samsung set, Apple set, and Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. Para maging yours, download the GigaLife app and register sa Gigamania. Ready na ba kayo sa grand raffle prizes ng Gigamania? Samsung set, Apple set, and Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. Para maging yours, download the GigaLife app and register sa Gigamania.
Nagbabalik ang aksyon. It's time for game number 4. You're watching the grand finals of the Sibol 2022 National Team Selection Tournament for Mobile Legends. Bang, bang. Kasama ko dito si Renmar Santa Cruz at ako naman si Leo. And we're gonna go into game number 4 here right after Next Play Evos shocked us all, and most especially shocked Blacklist International, mostly on the back of Cadenza. Honestly, that was the turning point, a major turning point, and I'm still figuring out. Iniisip ko pa rin paano nangyari yon in the grander scheme of things. Kasi in the moment, isa yun na parang nagawa niya. Pero paano nila na-set up yung buong mapa para hindi mabutas yung bottom lane? That's just amazing.
Yeah, man. Everything just aligned perfectly for Next Play Evos na the minion waves were manageable. Nakuha pa rin nila yung Lord. At the same time, the other players at NXP responded so well to clear up the minion waves that hindi talaga mabutasan ng Blacklist International yung base ng NXP. And that's one of the biggest reasons na nanalo ang NXP doon. They understood na, okay guys, kung tayo pupunta sa offensive dito, baka mahirapan tayo doon. Let's go for the counter punch. Let's go for the defensive position, and then bang! Go for the counter. And it worked out in the end. One big team fight at the Lord Pit. Kaya nanalo ang NXP.
And it's a very scientific, or how to say, surgically decided action din para sa Next Play Evos. Gotta give it up to them. Kasi binigyan nila yung Lord. Pero ang call yata is, sige, ibigay niyo yung Lord, pero papatay natin sila at tatapusin natin, and it worked out. So that's the magic here. That's the genius of the players on the side of Next Play Evos. A majority of them being rookies. But never count that out. Again, it's a rookie that stole a Lord in the face of a world champion, Singakufra. I can't believe I said that. That feels weird coming out of my mouth right now. Pero yan ang katotohanan, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happened here. And that's Cadenza's magical moment right now. Among many grand finals here of the Sibol National Team Selection Tournament. Let's talk about the draft. Going into game number 4 here. Nabaliktad na nga. Naging blue side Blacklist tayo, and then the NXP on the red. Here in game number 4, that may have been one of the major shifts. That may have been one of the major things that changed. Tingin mo ba Blacklist to do better in their draft in the blue side? Because ang ganda sa di ba? On paper, we gave it to them. On paper, silang lamang.
Yeah. I think it's more of just NXP also after like 2 back-to-back losses, they needed that breath of fresh air. Kailangan nila ng bagong yung bagong umpisa. And they got it. Because now going into the red side in that third game, they were able to pick up 2 picks. They got to adjust it a little bit more. So it's just NXP nakuha nila yung kailangan nila, which was a new way to look at the draft, a new way to look at things. If ever they're gonna switch the sides again, let's see if NXP mas ready sila, mas adjust if ever babalik nga sila sa blue side first pick.
Yeah. So far, this is also good for Next Play Evos, I gotta say, because they needed this momentum jump. They needed this glimmer of hope para makabawi. Kasi nga, long game to Imagine mo naman where your mental would be if you were 3-0 and then match point na. Diba? So this is them pulling from the heart of a champion. Again, we call them the people's champion to start, and that's very evident right now given that we are just at an all-time high for this broadcast, and I think there's more. Kaya kung ako sa inyo guys, tawagin nyo ng mga tropa nyo, sabihin nyo, oy, naglalaro si Cadenza, naglalaro si Donut, or if you're also Blacklist fan, if you're an agent, naglalaro si V, naglalaro si Wise, naglalaro si Out, si Dominic. Again, I'm sure tropa nyo to. Alam kong pangarap nila ito, and it's close, that much closer coming through. So let them know, use the hashtag Muling Lalakad Matatag and hashtag Sibol powered by Smart. And let's all support these just aspiring athletes. Because no matter who comes out at the end, we have to support them all because they are going to be part of our Sibol national team. Going back into the draft here, that's one possibility. Again, maybe Blacklist might come back into the red side, and indeed they do. These are the smart picks and bans. Paano naman mag-a-adjust dito ang next play, Renmar? Because so much changed in the bans for game number 3. Paano naman itong game number 4? Mukhang balik tayo sa Haka Venus, Estes out.
Ngayon, NXPE going back into the blue side. Ba titignan ulit nila ang Hayabusa pickup. It wasn't a game-changing pick, but it does help them out. It does add a lot of mobility. Split po sila map control. The risk of Blacklist's objective getting stolen away. Well, kung gusto talaga magnakaw ng objectives ang NXP Evos, mag-kufra ulit sila. Well, that is what we saw the last game. But I think, posible naman na dalawang grabe naman kawawa si Valentino. Sa sobrang ayaw na talaga makita sa laro si Valentino, 2 beses na ban. Yes.
I'm pretty sure that will be fixed eventually. But for now,
right.
I believe it's more Blacklist's role. Again, the rules are, wag mong hayaang i-trade ang Valentina. But I do have a question for you now that we're waiting for things to pan out. Renmar, we now have a 50-50 win rate on Valentina here at Sibol.
Oh yeah, hindi na perfect record. 1 for 1 now for the 2 times that she was picked. But now next play Evos, going into their first pick, I'd like to see them pick up something like the Paquito. They banned out the Matilda.
Yan. Hindi siya Valdus.
Valdus. Okay.
Okay. Malinaw. Alright. So first pick Esme. I think this is very good. Very strong. For next play Evos.
Pinakita na ni Dominic ilang beses ang husay niya sa paggamit ng Esmeralda. So kunin kagad yan ng NXPE. And of course, parang dami ng heroes ngayon sa meta na meron silang sariling mga shield, no? So it's really good to have that Esmeralda with you on there. Rafaela bukas pa rin dito para kay Oh My Venus kung gusto nila piliin. Pero ang dami bukas para kay Haji. He can play the Cho, he can play the Edith. They can pick up Brody or a Clint here, Blacklist, if they want to secure the marksman right away. Pero tinignan nila ang they do secure the Brody and they also secure the Eve, which flex pick pa rin to para sa Blacklist. Hindi natin sure kung sino maglalaro ng Eve na to.
Mind you, the show is still out there, so posible nga, no? Next Evos, they swing back with some firepower here in the Hayabusa and the Clint. Now, si Donut talaga. Si Donut on that Clint. Don't sleep on Donut.
Yeah. Clint for Donut. Respectable record there. And now, tingnan natin kung mag-roam pick na dito ang Blacklist or no, not yet. They're saving the roam pick and the jungle pick para sa last picks nila. They pick up the Uranus first. So, it's going to be the dead lane matchup of Uranus and Esmeralda. It's going to be about timing. It's going to be about minion wave management para sa mga explainers ng dalawang teams, para kay Ureshi at para kay Dominic. Doon sila lalamang sa timing nila kung paano sila mag-pressure.
Yeah. If there's anything to talk about while we're waiting for the second phase to happen, ang inaabangan kong dynamic dito na alam naman ng dalawang players na to, again, Ureshi and Dominic, very, very talented players, it's the fact na yung isolation play. If you isolate an Esmeralda, yes, lalamangan niya yung Uranus. Pero ang laking nawala doon sa big team fight nung Esmeralda. So they have to figure out that dynamic, that relationship between these two XP laners. Now going into the second phase, look at the respect for Cadenza. Tatanggalin Renmar yung Jawhead at ang next play was naman, sige, di nyo kinuha yung show ni Haji? Fine, we'll take it out as well.
Inisip ko nga sa Blacklist kung tatanggalin nila either yung Kufra or yung Ruby. Kung roamers pa nga ang tatanggalin nila. Oo.
Tingnan natin. I think you're right. You're going the right direction. Could be the Ruby. Could be the Kufra. But they're making the options of one Mr. Bataan smaller. Again, a lot of victories have come off the back of the Sicilian. So now they'll take that out. I think willing silang ibigay ang Kufra ni Cadenza dito.
Yeah. At NXP Evos naman, tinanggal nila ang Edith. So, parang sinasabi ng NXP Evos, fino-force nila, okay, i-flex nga pa yung Eve nyo in terms of either Venus or Haji will play it. Sige, since tatanggalin namin yung Cho, yung Edith, maybe at this point, iniisip na ng Blacklist na baka mag-Rafaela sila. So that, parang fino-force ng next play Evos na si Haji, yung mga Eve dito. But Haji, I will still have picks available. It will be unique tank picks. But in terms of yung mga tank picks na nakita na natin nilaro ni Haji, the Cho and the Edith, they're both gone. So this might end up being a Rafaela pickup para sa Blacklist.
Mm-hmm. There's the Yusen Shin, so they'll leave the roaming spot open. Yun ang magiging flex pick nila dito in the second phase. And now, next play Evos, a lot to consider. Ito yun eh. It's so hard to imagine Cadenza with Rafaela. Ang ganda rin sana kasi pwede sila mag-disengage from those initiations by Blacklist. Pero you're talking about Cadenza here. So you want to give him that Kufra. What else does he have? Since Joehead ang tinanggal ng Blacklist, if not the Kufra, Akai? I don't think that Akai looks very good in the face of Blacklist lineup right now.
Ruby, they want to be very unique. They can pick up the Grok again para makapag-wild charge sila para maabutan yung Eve if ever. He does have a Grok game with him. So, tingnan na lang natin. Preference na lang. So, yun, Kufra nga.
Ayan pa rin, yung Kufra ni Kenneth Castro Cadenza. That's it. It's still here. So, good old reliable.
No. At ngayon, para sa Blacklist, I'd want to see them pick up a roamer. Maybe something similar to a tank kung meron pa nga silang tank option. Something with good crowd control. Pero understandable pa rin naman if Blacklist opts to go for the Rafaela, but hey, we're running it back. Okay.
Welcome to Q2 2021. Post 5, Popol and Kupa. And if there's something that's clear right now in this game number 4 is Blacklist International, kanila ang mapa. Ang ganda ng vision nila. They can tell exactly where next play Evos is. But when you're talking about engagement, you're talking about initiation, again, even in Game 3, specifically Game 3, makikita natin ang ganda ng instincts ng next play Evos. So, there's no, it's gonna be anything else, right? And Mar, yan na yan eh. Post 5 Popol to. It's going to be the roaming Popol.
Yeah, it's gonna be a roaming Popol para kayo may Venus. Haji will be getting the Eve, and then of course Brody Reynes says we know which lanes they're going. It gives them that vision, it gives them that control, and yeah, it's gonna be a vision game for Blacklist. Susubukan nila na hinto yung momentum dito ni Cadenza. Smart trap placements para sa Popoling Kupa ang kailangan dito ng Blacklist International. I-maximize nila yung Mountain Shocker Vision makukuha nila, kasi kung hindi nila mahinto ang pag-ikot ni Cadenza, baka masupresa sila ni Kenneth Castro on the Kufra.
That's always a possibility if you give him heroes like this. Let's go into game number 4. Next Evos looking to even the odds here. Blacklist International threatening a match point victory. That's gonna be the jump. Maaga. Gina-G agad si Cadenza getting on to Oh My Venus on this roaming Popoling Kupa.
In a while, average, it's gonna be the emblem on that. So, tingnan natin kung nag-iba yung build ng roaming Popoling Kupa. Classic underbelt and stuff like that, no?
Yeah. Ang actually nangyayari dito is, alam mo yung pinapost ng mga players kapag may nagagawa silang ganito, parang throwback. Na-miss ko lang kasi. So feeling ko for one John Mar Villaluna, na-miss niya lang kasi. So let's see how they can take advantage of this. Taylor's all this time, pag-iinitan ng next play Evos si Owl. But look at this, wow! The reinforcements have come. That's technically a 4-man rotation by Blacklist dahil kasama nga si Kupa, and they will buy time, make space for Owl up top.
Ang sakit nun, I didn't expect for Cadenza's health to be brought down to 65% or 70%. Tapos ang damage output na labas doon. The enhanced basic attack proc mark para kay Popol and Koopa combined with the damage brought out by the Eve. That was surprising. And actually, yung Popol and Koopa fulfill nila yung na-fulfill niya yung hinanap ko for the roam picture for Blacklist International is kailangan nila ng control. That is what I said earlier. And they get a lot of control with the Popol and Koopa.
Yeah. And talking about control, not only in these initiations, but also on the map, rotations-wise, the traps that they lay. Blacklist International and the vision, naka-level 4 na ba? Si Mr. Del Rosario? Oh, answer is yes. Cadenza put down a fifth of his health. Bibis tayo sa base at likod ni Oh My Venus at ni Haji. And that's going to be the real mutilation set in by Salik Imam. First blood drawn onto Cadenza. Papasukin naman dito ni Gataanon. Hayes going for the Yinyang overturn. And look how low Blacklist International is. Kaya ba nila mag-retreat? Falling Star mo dito ni Ureshi. And there's the shadow kill. Not pop just yet. Back out muna, sabi ni H2. No kills yet for next to Evos.
And ito yung sinasabi natin now, Dominic being able to freely split push in the bottom lane at the same time. Blacklist International, a lot of pressure ay napupunta kay Cadenza. Hindi nila pinapayagan siya na makapwesto na maayos, makapag-rotate na maayos. Pero sa pag-pressure kay Cadenza, nape-pressure din nila si Donut, which is of course, respeto nila yung clip ni Donut, trying to stop the farm as much as possible or ipabagal yung farm dito ni Donut.
Yep. So far, first turtle still in contention. Hindi ganun kadali para makuha to ni Wise dahil nakabantay si Ureshi at ang bilis naman din umikot at bumalik ni Hayes. Top lane still seems to be where the action is at dahil pinag-initan talaga ng next play Evos the Owl. And look at this, Cadenza stretching. Oh, nice steal by Donut on this jungle creep. And just like that, now blindside the next Evos taking over that first turtle. Now there's the jump in. Dominic looking low. Underneath the turret, meron siyang damage reduction doon. H2 pop. The shadow kill will instead take the crab coin.
Alright, both teams taking it really slow. Sobrang talino nila sa yung discipline nila sa pag-rotate. When to take fights, kitang-kita mo talaga yung the carefulness na pinapakita nila kasi again, sobrang importante ito, mahalaga ito para sa mga teams. The right to represent Sibol, holding on.
Oh, real relation keeping them in check. Here is Wise Del Rosario charging up and letting go. Interesting. Look at the cut-a-thon. Look at the proxy war, as Wami would put it, between Ureshi and Dominic na may bottom lane. That was a null rotation from both sides. Ang galing talaga dumipensa. Pareho. Nagkakaintindihan na sila. They know what each other's trying to do in this 4-game series so far. Walang one-ups. Walang +1.
Oh, grabe yung adjustments ng dalawang teams natin. You said it perfectly, mirroring each other. Next to Evos, they want to go somewhere. Blacklist International, pupunta sa kabila. Handa sila mag-responde. Same thing goes for whatever Evos decides to do. Ready din ang Blacklist. They're able to rotate. Oh man, it's gonna be, feeling ko magiging low kill score game to, pero it will be, no.
Team hero has been slain.
Nice catch by H2. John Paul Salonga catching Del Rosario off guard. Dominic buying time. Oh, dashing on out. Consecration keeping him alive for just long enough. In H2, once more, H2 maybe overextended. Dominic takes him down via the turret. And that's gonna be Hayes getting bit on as well. Throwing one more. It's the Prism. Salik Imam takes down Hayes. Dati niyang ka-teammate yan under the Omega banner. 1-3 so far. Pero walang lamang sa gold ang Blacklist International. If anything, nakapag-push pa si Donut sa top lane.
Akala mo yung sequence na yon, talo na ang Blacklist International, na pick off ni H2 si Wise. Pero yung again, kakasabi lang natin yung rotation at yung response ng Blacklist International na punch pa nila. Consecration on the Uranus, nakapag-heal pa siya, naiwasan niya yung 2-for-2 trade. Naging 2-for-1 trade lang pabor sa Blacklist International. Last hit from the tower ay tumama kay H2.
And it's that long extended play off of the back of Dominic Uranus. Doon niya nakuha doon niya nabili yung time and na-distract yung next play Evos overextending the bottom lane. Buying time for this this rest back up top. So, Owl talaga, hindi siya magalaw. Like, you could have switched. You could have called for a switch kung daming pressure. Pero sabi nila, hindi, okay to. Kaya natin. Purple, was that a steal? Yes! Nanakaw ni H2, tama?
Again,
Oh,
makita
no.
si Dominic. Grabe.
Dominic, he's fine. 2v1 to ha. Dominic's doing well to survive.
Walang purple box ni White.
Blue
Wala ako
team's
kanina.
turret has been destroyed.
They are gonna push though. Cadenza na step dito ng Mountain Shocker.
Red team turret has been
And
destroyed.
Donut just dealing so much damage wherever he may be. Hindi na depensa ni Dominic yon. And it's still Oreshi. Nag-switch na nga sila. Full on switch between the gold lane and XP lane.
Oh. H2, nakapag-shadow clone siya just in time. Oh,
Oh.
pero real world.
Interesting call here for Blacklist International. Just stopping the rotations from next play Evos.
Dinedelay nila unti. Nag-position sila dito sa may purple buff. H2, kailangan niya din mag-purple buff. White can steal it or pwede sila mag-tower.
Oh.
Grabe.
Yeah, they will go ahead and take this tier 2 in top lane. Pero masatando yata sila. Look at this, the flank by next play. Evos Cadenza stretching on, catching one, and looking for the answer. That's going to be Donut at a half health. With Houston Shin, Wise going for the Mount Shocker. Oh, Rose Apple Pisha. He's taken down by Stalik Imam. Kasama niya na rin si Cadenza. That's going to be a double for the Eve.
Oh, a big win for Blacklist International. Ito
Isa
yung
pa!
mga moments na sinasabi na, baka mahuli pa si Reshi. Nakatakas.
Oh, close. Pero na-open up nila. Renmar, that was a two-step plan. Top lane, fight, purple buff into a quick lord. 8 minutes, 30 seconds in. Bayad na bayad yung bagong patch.
Oo, grabe yung sequence ng Blacklist doon. He was trying to respond but they lost so much. They lost the Lord, they lost the tower. Uy, muti ka na mahuli din dun si H2. Sakit na ng damage ng Brody ng Blacklist International. At ngayon habang yung Lord pumunta sa top lane, Dominic, he had to pick up si Oracle. Kakatulong sa survivability niya. He can keep going to the backline pang disrupt the next play Evos. Baka makatakas pa nga siya. And of course, Cadenza did pick up the
Blue team turret
anti-crash.
has been
So,
destroyed.
added 20% damage reduction dun sa physical damage nilalabas ng Blacklist from the YSS, from the Brody. Pero sigurado,
Blue team
nakita na
turret
natin,
has been
mahirap na depensa
destroyed.
to para sa NXPE.
They're gonna have to clear the waves. The old-fashioned. Pero look at the top lane, wow! Pumutok na yung inhibitor, pero hindi pa rin sapat. Gonna be next in mid, revelation, Cadenza, papasok. Pero siya, ang sasalubungin, that's gonna be an explosion on the side of next Evos. And, for the part memory, kulang ang stacks. Pero walang mamamatay sa side ng Blacklist International. They take top lane inhibitor.
Who was not able to stop the ultimate of the Eve. Mukhang picture-perfect initiation yun para sa NXPE. But right now, dahil sa gold lead ng Blacklist, even with a picture-perfect initiation, mahirap pa ipatumba mga members ng Blacklist. Mataas yung damage output nila. Round 2.
Oh, now burst down ni Haji at ni Owl si H2. Salonga bites it. And just like that, they bought more time. Owl is gonna steal the orange here. Venus, Villaluna, going to focus on this mid lane turret. Mawawala si Koopa. So my question is, wait lang, sagutin natin yan. After this real elimination engagement underneath the inhibitor, that's another kill, potentially. Waiting for more. Oh, hindi nakuha. He's gonna dash on through. No more inhibitors for next play. Evos, very surgical approach by Blacklist International.
Yan. Three people I want to put a lot of focus onto here. Si Owl, si Haji, at saka si Wise. Ilang beses na sinusubukan ni H2 of course, asarin yung backline ng Blacklist International, try to deal a bit of damage, land those marks, baka mahanap siya ng opening. But somehow, Haji, Wise, and Owl, parang hinihintay lang talaga nila yung mga sobrang mabilisan na attempts ni H2 na makapasok to try and deal damage. Kasi yung na-pick off dun si H2, that was a long-range, torn apart memory. Ang dami niyang damage nakuha in that 1 second na tumalon siya sa mga miyembro ng Blacklist International. So, Blacklist still really watching out for H2, knowing that the Hayabusa can come and punish them kung hindi sila mag-ingat at kung hindi nila hintuli siya.
Mountain Shocker here to make sure that his Lord take is safe. See H2 Dark also cannot respond. Not a Luminous Lord just yet, but look at this real revelation. Cadenza hindi magsasurvive dito sa ult ni Haji, and they're continuing the fight. That's going to be a jump down onto Haze. That's going to be the cleanse and the retreat. May flicker pa itong Kagura na to, so they're okay. 4-man defense against Blacklist International's assault. Lord coming up in about 3 seconds here. Oh, they get the stacks. Donut goes down. It's just 3 defenders on the side of next play Evos. They do take some down on the way. Immortality's pop. Koreshi taken down. And the base is gonna be no more. Blacklist International is at match point. 3-1.
An attempt by NXT in big Ginyang overturn. Pero sa panahon na yon, ang taas na ng Magic defense. Mas marami na rin items doon ang Blacklist International, and Popol and Koopa roam. Oh my Venus, still making things like that work. Surprising pickup, but then again, yeah, the control that they need, the extra stun, the fact that they also have that on the Brody, the traps for the slows, played very, very well by Blacklist International.
Na-miss ko lang. Villa Luna 2022. Check it out. Here's the post-game stats. 12 minutes, 28 seconds. Wala palang immortality. I stand corrected, ladies and gentlemen. It's just that the spikes in the health of Blacklist International in that last siege, I could have sworn meron sila immortality, but I forgot. It's just 12 minutes in. So bare minimum pa lang ang mga core items nila dito to finish the job. It's just they went in, they initiated the final push in such perfect order. Wow! Wala pa walang immortality doon. So kumakapit lang sila. Alam lang nila na kaya na matapos given that they have 3 marksmen.
Yeah, 3 marksmen indeed, and especially with the encourage blessing para sa Popol and Koopa. Kaya ang bilis ng basic attack speed ni Wise at saka ni Owl.
Right. You're right. This is encourage. This is not conceal. This is not dire hit. So talagang plano nila. Fast finish.
Yep. Exactly so. And Haji, smart positioning time and time again, still showing us why he's one of the best EVE players in the world. Naging problema talaga ito para sa NXP. Ilang beses nila sinubuhan makatakas, makapag-engage na maayos, but then the smart positioning of Haji just made it a problem. And again, nakita natin kung bakit si Clint at si Brody ngayon ang dalawa sa mga pinaka-valuable na gold laner sa meta. Of course, the raw damage of the Clint and the fact that the second skill capabilities ni Clint at saka ni Brody is pretty the same. Brody, of course, is a stun, immobilize para kay Clint, naka-distansya sila. And that stun, yung second skill corrosive strike ni Owl, I swear that there could have been so many times, I think mga 3 or 4 times nakita natin na si H2, susubukan niya lapitan yung backline, but then Owl, handang-handa siya with that second skill. So even if the shadow clone away, may mabilis na moment, siguro isipin natin mga isang segundo na masastun si H2, tas madadamage lang siya ng Blacklist, makaka-shadow clone si H2, pero kailangan din umalis ni H2.
So it's in this game na nagamit ni Blacklist yung strategy niya eventually nung Game 3. Nung Game 3, ito yung gusto nila na parang i-juggle yung damage sources ng next play. But now, it's better executed. No? Looking at their draft from game number 3, let's do that. Hindi yata kasing sound yung damage source nila. Pero ngayon, with the 3 marksmen, ito na yung perfect way to punish. Ito yung perfect swing back. No? And it was very surgically done, very calculated. And I think that's how you should do it with marksmen, with 3 marksmen specifically. Kasi it could just literally collapse so easily. It could have gone wrong so many ways. Lalo na't merong cadenza on that Kufra, and kung ma-isolate ni H2, which he did. I think he isolated a few of them very well, specifically si Wise kanina. Pero when it comes down to the team fights, ang ganda lang ng pagkaka-split up.
Yeah. At saka yung, again, the vision game for Blacklist International came in big. Yung mga trap placements ni Oh My Venus, perfect. And of course, the timing for the Mountain Shockers as well. perfect for Blacklist International. Nakita mo, pretty much this is what a lot of YSS players do. But the fact that Blacklist can respond to it so fast na Mountain Shocker, okay, info, can we start a fight? Pwede ba tayo mag-engage dito? Okay, let's go for it. Kakatapos ng team fight, let's use a Mountain Shocker maybe to keep them away, pero at the same time, tignan natin kasi baka biglang merong umiikot sa likod natin. We can use the Mountain Shocker to help cover our escape. So it's just great vision timings from Blacklist as a whole. And we're seeing here, even though, again, it's a wise game wherein he's not one of the flashiest junglers, but we see why he's the best jungler in the world as it stands in terms of being able to farm up, getting his farm, understanding what he needs to do for his team. If he isn't gonna be the one to get the kills, okay, ano yung hero kit ko? Bibigay ako ng vision, damage from afar, and Wise was able to deliver that perfectly. And Blacklist do this as a team incredibly well.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, isang laban na lang. Kung papanalo to ng Blacklist International, tapos na. But I'm pretty sure there's something left in the tank for Next Play Evos fans. The Next Play Evos fam, supportan nyo sila. Share the stream, let them know that you're here for Ureshi, for Cadenza, for Donut, for the rest of the team. I just mentioned the rookies because they're the ones who are really playing out of their minds. I'm sure Hayes and H2 are also doing their best. But really, they've all done their best to show us and to steal our hearts in this series. Ladies and gentlemen, kami magbabalik. We're gonna go a quick break. When we come back, it's gonna be game 5 in this best of 7 series. There's a lot going on, ladies and gentlemen. This is my partner, Renmar Santa Cruz. Ako nga po pala si Leo. We'll be right back.
set, Apple set, and Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. Para maging yours, download the GigaLife app and register sa Gigamania. Ready na ba kayo sa grand raffle prizes ng Gigamania? Samsung set, Apple set, and Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. Para maging yours, download the GigaLife app and register sa Gigamania. Ready na ba kayo sa grand raffle prizes ng Gigamania? Samsung set, Apple set, and Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. Para maging yours, download the GigaLife app and register sa Gigamania. Ready na ba kayo sa grand raffle prizes ng Gigamania? Samsung set, Apple set, and Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. Para maging yours, download the Giga Life app and register sa Giga Mania. Ready na ba kayo sa
Here we are at match point. Blacklist International leading, sitting at 3-1 against next play Evos. At your service, ako nga po pala si Leo kasama dito sa Renmar Santa Cruz at ito ang Grand Finals ng Sibol National Team Selection for 2022 in sport of Mobile Legends Bang Bang powered by Smart. Namis ko lang. Nagamit ulit ni Oh My Venus ang Popolin Kupa in game number 4. It seems like Popolin Kupa is slowly clawing his way, or their way, back into the S tier hero dahil sa kanyang flexibility. What could next Evos do here, Renmar, in game number 5 to stop Blacklist from ending this series quick?
At this point, for next play Evos, it's gonna play it light. If they can get comforts that make a lot of sense, go for it. I mean, they got Cadenza on it, but then again, with Blacklist, with their flexibility, and there's so many things now, even more to consider. We have not, ang tagal na natin din nakakita ng Popolin Kupa, Rome. Ilang buwan. I think na hindi na siya masyado nagamit at some point in MPL Philippines Season 8. Early on in Season 8, biglang nawala na siya sa picking order. So now for NXP, just go into it light and still try not to give up. Do your best. Pick your best picks as much as possible if you can. That still makes sense to still answer a lot of what Blacklist International can do.
Yeah, I think order of business, talagang bigyan mo ng comfort si Donut at si Cadenza. That's number 1. Rule number 1, give Cadenza and Donut something good. Tapos to follow. For Hayes and H2, they're super reliable. You give them the heroes that they need or what the team needs. And it's usually them eh. It's one or the other na linalagay sa dulo ng draft. So that being said, I think malinaw naman kay Zico, kay Coach Zico at kay Coach Doggy ng Next Play Evos kung anong kailangan nilang gawin dito. So for Blacklist International, I think by choosing what tank to give Cadenza, mas gumaganda yung chances nila. Sobrang clutch ng Jawhead ban yung second phase ng game 4.
Yeah. They understand, of course, going up against another team that plays somewhat similar to NXPE, yung RSG. Blacklist International actually did a lot para mahinto in the draft and in-game yung flow ni Light. So it seems like Blacklist, yun yung parang framework nila dito para sa laban na to ngayon, na ganun din yung approach. Yes, of course, ang dami pa ring mga miyembro ng NXP na kailangan mo talaga mag-ingat na kalaban, pero for Light with not Light but Cadenza, with what he brings to the table and how important he is para sa rotations at flow ng next play Evos, yeah, Blacklist says susubukan namin lahat para ma-shut down siya. Actually really like the fact that Blacklist went for the Sicilian ban there at the end. I feel like it was an option there for NXPE, and it makes sense dahil nga sa it was a tell that they were gonna go for a backline heavy composition. Sobrang backline heavy ng Blacklist noon. The YSS, the Brody, the Popolin Kupa, and then the Eve. The fact that yes, na-nerf yung damage ng Popolin Kupa, but Kupa, the little dog, gets 100% of the basic attack speed ng ni Popol. That's why the encourage along with the two marksmen works so well para sa Blacklist.
Tingnan natin kung ano nga ba mga judgments ang mangyayari dito. Let's go into the draft. These are your smart picks and bans. It's Blacklist on the blue again, just like game number 4. So ito na. Kung gustong makakuha ulit ng point ng Next Play Evos, they are going on the right track. They are on the red. Next Play Evos, they are gonna answer back after Blacklist takes down the 1-1 na, again, isang bonus special.
Let's see how the bans are gonna go this time around. Nung game number 3, the bans for Blacklist on the blue side, 1-1, Glue and Ruby. Para sa NXP naman, tinanggal nila yung Estes, Matilda, and Esmeralda. Pero ngayon, tinanggal nila ang Aldous. So, it seems like Esmeralda baka may yung maging next ban dito ng Next Play Evos. Again, Dominic with those Esme games have been great. So let's see if that will be the next ban for NXPE. I feel like para sa dalawang teams na to, hindi nila kailangan masyado i-adjust yung bans nila, I'm actually okay if Blacklist decide to ban out the Ruby again. And they do. Ban out
alam
the
nila
Ruby.
na pag nabigyan mo yung Ruby, it's all the more disruptive. Yun, disruption kasi ang handog ng isang Ruby.
Yeah. And the teams that have beaten Blacklist in the past, especially here, have been on the backs of really great Rubies as well. And I think para sa lahat ng mga teams, Ruby is just so disruptive. Just overall as a pick, na kung merong isang team na kung ganun talaga yung playstyle nila, that's something that they love to do, dapat tanggalin talaga yung Ruby pick na yan. So yeah, for NXPE, just either the Matilda or the Esmeralda yung baban nila dito unless they will surprise with their last ban.
It's the Eve. So ang nagbago to for next play Evos. It used to be the Esmeralda and the Matilda. So yun, slowly nag-adjust na sila. They learned from, well, again, every time you give Haji the Eve, things happen. Good things happen for Blacklist. Pero ngayon, round 2, how about it? Gustong i-correct ng Blacklist yung win rate ng isang Valentina. It's open again. Blacklist, first pick.
Yeah. You got appreciation for the bravery of Next Play Evos. Of course, sila nga ang nagbigay ng unang talo ni Valentina sa Sibol 2022 National Team Selection. So, papag-isipan nila ulit. Might be another Kufra pickup for NXP or try to take away something that works well for Blacklist International. Might pick up the Edith for themselves for one of the first 2 picks or secure either the Clint or the Brody. Tas kung gusto nila baka inisip nila mag-Matilda. But Esmeralda is also open as well. So Esmeralda might be an option here para sa first 2 picks nila. Oh, okay. Brody and Matilda is the pick for Blacklist International. Sinecure na nila ang gold laner nila at saka yung roamer.
Well, we don't know. This could still be KH.
Oh, yeah.
Diba? Yung specialty nila eh. Yung donut sundo special. Kailangan nilang sunduin yung kanilang golden boy. Ika nga. And it's worked out for them so far. They made it to the grand finals off the back of this dynamic.
Yeah. So, hard tank para sa NXPE. Probably what they're looking at. I wonder if magjo-jawhead sila for the third pick. Still a possibility. But the fact na Esmeralda is picked up by Blacklist International,
Bakuran.
jawhead might be tough. Oo, hirap.
Yeah.
Siguro play it safe na lang, no? Kufra na lang ulit para kay Cadenza.
That's an option. But well, si Cho is still open. Yeah, that's very dangerous.
Oo.
Cho is open, pero with this kasi parang medyo inaintindihan mo baka hindi na mag-Cho yung Blacklist. Kasi nga meron ng Valentina si Haji, but they can switch it up. Again, that's what makes this dynamic between the MVP machine and the Queen so lethal.
Yeah. And now, hintayin na lang natin. Kung hindi pa sila pipili dito ng roam pick, kukunin nila ang Sicilian. So, it will be a Matilda roamer para kay Cadenza. First record niya gamit ang Matilda dito sa Sibol 2022. And now, meron din silang Sicilian. So, yung range na hinahanap ng Next Play Evos nung huling laban, they will get it. One of the best picks statistically para kay Hayes right now in this tournament. So, dahil maganda yung reach nila, they want to reduce the range that Next Play Evos has. Pero yung last band dito ng NXPE might be it can be a fighter kasi tinanggal na nila siguro Edith. They'll look into it. But then with the rate right now, Haji yung huling naglaro ng Valentina, still could be a chance though that they will switch things up. Bukas pa yung mga roamers eh. So this could be Venus's first game para sa Eve, tas yung isang tank roamer mapupunta sa kamay ni Haji. So it's a smart ban para sa NXP Evos, taking away the Lolita just in case na okay, baka kay Haji nga mapupunta yung Valentina. Let's try to take away Oh My Venus hero, but then at the same time, range and poke damage, projectiles para kay NXPE, it was a safe ban to take away the Lolita.
Yep, it's at the point in the draft wherein ko-corner rin lang yung kalaban or at least control the factors that you can. And both teams, both drafters, both coaches understand this so well. Kudos to Coach Zico and to Coach Bonchan, and of course their backups. Coach Doggy, Coach Master the Basics, and si Dexstar. You can never count out the support that a team has. It's not just the athletes on the field that's doing work here. Last ban by Blacklist, going to be that Lancelot. So, is this them telegraphing Renmar nila, make my day. Sige, maghaya ka ulit. Uy, pero hindi. Sa Pakiro.
Well, baka XP lane Pakito yan. Again, they could swap things out, but having the Matilda and the Paquito together, I like it. Roaming around along with the Sicilian. Masakit na duo yan. And it does add to the mobility that the Paquito can give in for quick rotations. But let's see. It is a fourth pick, flex pick for NXP. Roamers is what they need. Edith or Cho kung si Haji yung maglalaro. But then if they wanna avoid the damage, the range that they can dish out Blacklist, Rafaela would make sense. Get that heal, help the Clint, extra mobility, and heal as well para sa Valentina, which would be big. Plus, good pair for the Barat.
Yep, so meron na silang pantigil dun sa Paquito and the eventual engages by the Matilda. That is, more likely looking on Cadenza. Baka nga, ito na ang maiden voyage ng Cadenza Airlines. Last pick for the side of next to Evos, we still need a hero for either Ureshi or H2O. And confirm, John Paul Salonga. How about one more time? Tala natin yung carry. Closing up the draft.
Yeah, they had to pick up the carry dahil Barons nga yung core dito ng Blacklist International, and it's really just to answer the Barons and the flexibility and the tankiness that he got. Well, also the Esmeralda. So sinasabi ng next play Evos na yun talaga yung tinitignan nila dito as the biggest threats to their lineup, which is understandable. Ang squishy ng lineup ng next play Evos, and you have two very high sustained frontliners, yung isa pa nga jungler. So it makes sense for that last pickup, but it's one of those lineups that, dare I say, for NXP, look kind of greedy. Dahil sa Sicilian, dahil sa carry, dahil sa Brody. That's a lot of time na kailangan ng NXP.
Napaka-expensive. If I recall correctly, the last time we saw, well, at least in the pro scene, was MPL Season 8. It was by Echo Philippines na nag-carry at nag-Sicilian sila. It wasn't the age of Sicilian just yet. Very out of meta pa si Sicilian doon. And it was expensive then. How about now? Lalo na may Brody, we'll find out. For Blacklist though, I gotta say, yung Valentina, I think this is one of the reasons why naging Paquito carry ito. Renmar, besides the fact that it's an answer to the Barats, is, mo, ang daming tools nila na hindi magagamit ni Haji.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, H2 running the Demon Slayer /
Mage Killer
emblem. Yeah, the old name.
Yeah, tell me you're old without saying you're old.
Yeah. Naalala ko pa nung Mage Killer yan. Anong Demon Slayer? Demon Slayer.
You were saying?
Yeah, for NXP Evos, it's gonna be a different brand of NXP that we're seeing. Hindi naman sa hindi sila makaka-engage. Sobrang bilang lang talaga yung mga oras na pwede sila mag-engage. Why actually like this adjustment here? Why sinubukan niya kunin yung Rock Ursa. Not sure was able to get it, pero since around same level silang dalawa ni Carry, I think it was wise was able to get the Rock Ursa there. Yeah, kailangan talaga maghintay dito ng NXP. They can't be too aggressive. But if they have an opening, maybe they'll be able to win a small skirmish, isa o dalawang kills. Pero a full-on team fight, medyo malabo pa sa may early game yan. Siguro mga 10 to 12 minutes in, that's when we'll see NXP was ready. Kung if they keep it close, ready to take a big fight.
Yeah, it's reminiscent of the late Season 8 NXPE. Kung saan minsan nilalagay nila si H2O sa isang Nathan. But right now, look at this. Detna's welcome on to H2. Where are you going? Kamunti ka na, may backup. Ang next play Evos dito, Hayes and Ureshi stopping the first kill. Uy, ano pala si Dominic? Ang lalim. Proxy wars na nga. Sinimula ni Dominic agad. Lalim. It's going to be a early turtle positioning here for Wise.
Gusto niya siya yung mauuna sa turtle positioning, exactly. Oy, that'll be Joe.
Oh, Hayes! At about half his health, Dominic charging up the Falling Star Moon. Tutulong na lang yata sa pagkuha ng Lord dito, but no. Gonna go around. Flank! H2 here. Wise taking the turtle buff here. Shielded up ang Blaclist International. Instead, they're gonna try to deny the purple. Nako, out of shape yata ang next Evos para pumilit dito ha. Mababa ng buhay nila, especially Hayes. Hayes and Cadenza. Not in a good position here. Retribution right in H2's face. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah, and this is what's tough against a lineup na may carry jungle. You're up against a Baron jungle who already got the first turtle of the game. Nanakaw pa yung buff mo. This extends the time until we see next play Evos ready to really take it to Blacklist International. But if they are, how ready are their damage dealers? How ready to deal damage to the Barat? Kano ka ready si Donut on the Brody to deal damage? Next, NXT Evos here, yes, sinusubukan nila protektahan si H2. Pero just as equally, kailangan din nila tulungan si Donut kasi siya yung isang magiging late game security talaga dito, or even mid game if they can really help him farm up very quickly.
Yeah, and so far, it's not impossible, but it's very difficult. Blaclist International ahead by about 800 to 1,000 gold at any given time in this 3-minute, 30 seconds game. Bottom lane, napapadalas ang bisita ni ni H2 dito. And I think it's because they're trying to go for the turtle still. Alam nila pag naka-turtle sila dito, ang ganda. Parang yung rampa lang sila nung game number 3. And right now, parang nag-iba yata ang inip ng hangin. Hindi na gano'ng kahirap ang buhay ni Owl. Oh, the claws though. Ang ganda talaga. Na-imagine ko na yung late game ng next play Evos. Kung kunyari makarating tayo doon, ang ganda no sanguine claws for this very melee, very back line heavy lineup ng Blacklist.
Exactly. And that's why kailangan lang talaga kumapit dito ng NXP Evos. Not let Blacklist International to completely run away with it, but Blacklist International, ginagawa nila yung mga tamang moves, iniinto nila at dinidisrupt nila yung farm ni H2. Pero at that time, at least, nakuha na yung H2 yung purple buff niya, but hindi pa rin makaka-contest dito ang NXT Evos. Again, I'm giving at around this time, maybe around 8 to 10 minutes for NXT Evos to be ready to go up against Blacklist. If NXT Evos lose another team fight, make that closer to 10 to 12 minutes. So, rapid gaming talaga for NXT.
So, every team fight na matalo nila, or every death, or every stumble, it adds a minute or two to their eventual game, mid-game or late-game spike. So, kailangan i-consider yan. Ang lalim ng cut ni Oreshi. Ang dami niya nagagawa dito dahil ito lang ang kaya niyang gawin because he's not gonna see Dominic. They're trying to do the same thing, both of them. And right now, at least bottom lane is a little safe. Like, top lane ang totoong laban dito. First blood family after 5 minutes. Oh my beat. Villa Luna taking down Donut. Now Cadenza holding on. Mapapatay ba siya dito? There's the shield set in. Now Hayes can survive as well. At least it's damage control. They could have lost so much more. And right now, again, dito na lang nakaharap ng farm si H2. John Paul Salonga in bottom lane. Yun nakawa niya at least sa bottom lane, sa bottom camp, bottom jungle, si Wise. But the damage is done. Look at top lane. Wow, 2K ahead na ang Blacklist International.
Red team turret has been destroyed.
Sobrang baba pa ng damage ng NXP Evos. Blacklist, they're just naturally scaling so fast. Sa lineup nila, nakalabas na si Owl sa lane. Level 8 compared to the level 7 of the Brody, but mas na-maximize ni Donut, ni Owl rather, yung mga gold pwede niya kunin in lane. And NXP, this is what they're getting. Expected naman to sa lineup nila, and with what Blacklist International acknowledged. Kaya ang bilis ng tempo ng Blacklist sa pag-back ng mga tore. That's another tower for Owl. More gold for the Flint.
Yep, and right now, Dominic matatamaan ng Circling Eagle and a knock-up by Ureshi. Pero hindi nila matapos dito. Dominic still alive. There's a turtle. Last turtle, potentially, of this game. And Owl is just pushing. Binamataan siya dito. Binabantayan ni Oh My Venus. And so far, objectives have been easy for Blacklist International in this 6-minute 50 seconds game. Ureshi 1v1 with Esmeralda. Sumasayaw yung isa, sumusuntok naman yung kalaban niya. H2 gonna come in, take this crab coin, and this is as free as it gets for H2. Ito na yung pinakamadaling mga parts ng buhay ni H2 sa early game.
Be able to get that crab coin there, and parang yung heat map ng laro natin madalas dito sa purple buff na next play but just around this area. But NXT, see there, they have to roam around together. Pinoprotektahan nila ni Donut, kailangan din nila protektahan unti-unti si H2. So yun yung sinusubukan i-juggle ng NXT Evos kung sino yung marksman na tutulungan nila o mas titigitan nila para makukuha ng resources nila.
So this nag-ult si Hayes or nag-ult si Haji, parang si Hayes, and off-camera kill by Donut onto Owl. Interesting na, what was that? Oh, tinulungan siya ni Cadenza. There you go. So talagang yung dynamic ng hatid Matilda. At least they find the kill here, trying to close the gap. Okay.
Dalawang ultimates na expend ni Cadenza and Donut para ma-take down si Owl, pero they needed that. They needed that win for Donut at kailangan nila onte ihinto yung momentum ni Owl, which was already getting out of hand. So for NXT, nakabuo na sila ng dalawang dominance eyes. If not mistaken, si Cadenza at si Oreshi nakabuo nun, which will help with the natural healing, i-reduce yung natural healing na meron ng Blacklist, and more importantly, mas low mga miyembro ng Blacklist.
Four-man collapse. Maling eskinita, napasok ni Dominic doon, binigyan siya ng next play Evos. Let's see, Cadenza very low. Oh no, Haji trying to get some. Finds one, Donut's still alive, but just barely. And Haji wants to get one. Does Haji get a double? Tumatakbo pa si Donut. And Donut gets away. Close call. Could have been a disaster. But eventually finds one more. Babagsak si Hayes dito. The machine is on a roll.
Let's play Evos little by little. Nakakahanap na sila ng momentum. Not so much, but just enough to manage the minion waves, keep it alright, keep it close. Pero Haji with that play, giving the flicker big.
Team fight breaking down in mid. That's Donut laying down the law. Stacks on stacks. Quick lord take. 9 minutes, 15 seconds in. Again, when it comes to objectives, kailangan paghirapan ng next Evos yun. So ang mapa ay kay Blacklist pa rin. Pag may sinabi silang kailangan namin to, they easily get it. I'm wondering what the item game looks like on Wise right now, given that they're ahead by 3K here. Saan kaya napupunta yung gold? Kanino kaya? They have the War Axe and the Antique Kiras already. So, ang agad yung sinagot sa H2.
On the way to building the Thunderbelt, which will add like a little bit of range, slow as well as physical defense. Kailangan against the double marksman setup ng Blacklist International, and looking at the items for Haji, kaya ang bilis ng cooldown reduction niya. Actually building the Enchanted Talisman with the Clock of Destiny. On the way pa ang build niya sa Lightning Truncheon.
And they're pushing for mid. Look at the sync here. Early push, 10 minutes in. Lords on may bottom lane. Top lane. Pinagtunan ng pansin ni Mr. Del Rosario. 5 men here from next to Evos in mid. Ganap sila. Dominic, gusto mag-flank. Tutulungan yung push na may bottom lane. Big, huge wave. Nice flow here. Haji.
That's
Alias Hayes using that ult. Look at the damage. Donut can't engage. They're gonna swing onto this bottom lane inhibitor. Pumutok na yung shield. Wala nang wave. Ang next play, Evos doon. Blacklist International though, they brought one in. But still, you gotta respect the damage that NXP is putting on. Successful defense.
Looking at the lineup for Blacklist. Okay.
Oh, wait lang. Mamaya na yung lineup. May bawi dito si Donut. Taking down Haji. A shutdown on the Valentina. 2 for 1 so far. Ang palitan. Cadenza still alive. No burn is enough to take him down. 2 for 1. Renmar, you were saying about the lineups.
The lineup for Blacklist International, naturally, it's hard to find a hero who can really get to the back line of next play Evos para ma-disrupt. So, wait, Donut!
Binigla nila si Donut. That's a kill by Owl. And napasama pa yata kay Cadenza. Ureshi gonna go into Wise's belly. As the Detners welcome into the wall. Wrong wall though. Not enough of a distance to stun the Paquito. And there's the comeback potential. Wise still gets one. Naghiya gone. A killing spree. And now H2 might go down here. Oh, goes back with the step. And right now, they're just happy to keep this inhibitor and their lives intact.
Oh, pero hindi na naman si Haji. I thought Haji would go for it. quickly sum up what I've been trying to say, the Bats Feast Ultimate ng Sicilian, yun yung laging kinukuha ni Haji.
Sulit
At
na
yun
sulit.
parang isang main,
Yep.
sulit na sulit, main initiation tool nga ng Blacklist International. Pag nakuha ni Haji yung Ultimate ng Sicilian, he'll activate it. That's how he'll get close to the fight. And that's why nakakaabot sila sa backline nila, that range and the reach of having the Bats Feast on your Valentina na kinukuha niya from the Sicilian ng next play Evos.
Yep. Oh no, wait lang. Nasa Eagle doon sa may likod. Si Oh My Venus. Del Rosario on the swing back. Akinin niya si Donut. H2 forward to the backline. And then as well, 3 for none. Walang sagot ang next play Evos dito. Sandwich pa kaya yata. Si Bataanon. Tatalo na ni Dominic. Flicker on out. Let's see, can they get away with this? Hayes survived, but not the same. We can say for this inhibitor in mid. Makabait na si Orechi. Mapapush ni Auleon. Bottom lane still up. They're gonna try to put some damage onto it. Orechi bursted down by Owl. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just a matter of time. And now we have our champion in this national team selection tournament. Blacklist International have made it as a part of Sibol 2022.
Masanay ka na marinig ang mga pangalan nila: Villaluna, Del Rosario, Soto, Gonzales, Imam, Alaba, Giandani, Enrica Plaza to the Blacklist International squad. Congratulations for winning the Sibol 2022 national team selection.
Well played, and I cannot say any more about next play Evos. They showed us what they were all about. They played their hearts out and they have earned our respect and our adoration. Napakagaling ng squad na ito. They rebuilt from the previous professional season and now they have made it to the grand finals,